In Chapter 5 of our East Coast Trail adventure, we leave Sandy Cove and hike to the western terminus at the town of Topsail, some 70 kilometers.
I had a wonderful sleep, and I woke to the sunrise aglow in my tent. As I relaxed in my sleeping bag much longer than normal, I recorded a time-lapse video of the sun rising over the ocean. I was totally at peace and in great spirits, but I was now camping alone. Crush had left the trail yesterday to visit a doctor in town because he had sustained an injury on trail. I remained hopeful, nevertheless, that he'd be patched up and ready to rejoin me this evening at Piccos Cove.
Good morning. What a great sleep last night. We had a nice little quiet stealth spot near the cliff again, so we could watch the marine wildlife do their thing, and we were able to watch the sunrise this morning. Quite beautiful. And today is another stellar day. Here's another bonus. We had a really big day yesterday, so that means we have a super short day today into Piccos Cove, where we're going to have a Nero there at the Points East B&B. So they're going to take care of us today and tonight, and then tomorrow morning early, we start the last bit of our trip. We're close now. There's Piccos Cove. We're going to be staying somewhere amongst those buildings.
Piccos Cove was a small yet charming village, but my thoughts were on Crusher. Would he be able to rejoin me? It was still a big unknown. I arrived at the Points East guest house just prior to lunch. It was wonderful, and the host Elkie was delightful. It would be a full Nero here with time to bathe and wash my clothing.
So I'm leaving Piccos Cove, and I have some good news and some bad news to share. The good news was Points East guest house was excellent. Rather enjoy this day. So the bad news is Crusher is off the trail. He suffered an injury a couple days back. He went into the hospital, and the doctor and him decided that it was best for him to leave the trail. And so he's flying home this morning. So now there is me on the trail. I'm going to miss Crusher. Him and I get along well, and he's good company. But also, I'm quite comfortable hiking by myself. So, heading north to Cape St. Francis this morning. And maybe, if all goes well, I'll be finished the trail in 2 or 3 days. So this is the start of the morning. Nice big hill. That's all good. Good way to get the muscles warmed up. And I did have a coffee this morning.
Hi, I'm Tommy from Quebec City.
Hi, my name is Caroline. I'm from Montreal.
My name is Vicky and I'm from Montreal too.
Found at the top of the Horde Gulch Peak was the pet memorial for Champ.
So there's Cape St. Francis, the lighthouse, there. So we have a little bit of work to do ahead to get there.
The Biscan Cove path came with mixed reviews. Some reported it as extreme and others identified it as difficult. I personally found it delightful. It was well maintained with both great views and gentle hills. Perhaps I found it easier because of the good weather, or maybe it's because I had my trail legs after 10 days on the trail.
I'm now in the community of Biscan Bay. It's the home of Cape St. Francis. I'm heading towards Cape St. Francis Lighthouse now, but I did hear that you can't get to it. It's all blocked off for security reasons and such. But one of the locals told me it took about 3 hours to get here from Piccos Cove, and it took me 2. So I'm just an average hiker, my speed anyway. So just to let you know, if you're going at a normal clip, it's about 2 hours. If you're going at a relaxed clip, probably 3 hours. And it wasn't as hard as they said it was. It was nothing different than I've had anywhere on this trail. So this looks like it's the entrance way to the lighthouse. I don't know. Caution, gate ahead. But also the trailhead's supposed to be up here somewhere. This is probably what the people were talking about. It says no unauthorized vehicles beyond this point, but apparently East Coast trails beyond these gates. Ah, here's the trailhead, and there's the lighthouse over there. And yes, it does look locked off. The White Horse Path. I've been told the next part of the ECT is the hardest, most challenging, and most technical on the trail. We'll see.
The ECT trail designers chose to walk past this challenging hill and then climb it. Alternatively, for those less adventurous, you could simply walk past it. If your spirit is high and your legs are strong, take the hill. It was really fun.
This is the part I've been hearing about. We have chain links cable bolted to the rock, give us a handrail to go down this precarious part. I'm going to try to video this. If you don't get this video, it's because I've dropped my camera. If you've got this video, just stay tuned.
In hindsight, it likely wasn't a good idea to navigate this dangerous pitch with my camera in one hand. The good news, I didn't die.
Well, I've been on worse. Pretty cool though.
The next 20 kilometers were turned out to be the most challenging leg of the ECT. Unsure footing and many steep pitches. I couldn't accurately reflect these challenges on camera, because in most cases I wasn't able to record the difficult sections. I needed all my wits, or the camera angles couldn't accurately reflect the true steepness of the slopes.
That was so exciting. So I just come off the edge of a cliff, and ahead of me was another hiker coming my direction. So as always I do, I stopped to say hello, and it was Smoke, a hiker I'd hiked with on the Appalachian Trail in 2022. In fact, his trail name I offered to him, so I gave him his trail name. So that's pretty cool. So it was great catching up with my friend Smoke. Anyway, he's going in the other direction, so I won't see him again, but it was one of those special treats here in the ECT.
The Time Machine. We are on the Appalachian Trail in the year 2022.
For the last week or so, whenever I share that I'm Canadian, the other fellow thru hikers will tell me about this other Canadian they've seen on the trail named Guy. Well, today I got to meet him. In fact, he's hiking with us. So it's Bud, myself, and Guy from Montreal.
Hello, this is Smoke, Montreal.
It's been a tough morning, and now I'm into the afternoon. But right now we're in a sweet spot. We're high up off the ocean on a plateau, walking some relative flatlands compared to what we've been doing. He's up here. Quite gorgeous. Enjoy the moments. Another good day, but a tough day. I think I'm on day 13. Anyway, I'm here stopped at a platform, one of the official campsites for the ECT. It's quite nice. I would have liked to have gone a little bit further because I did stop a little early today. But the way the timing works is if I kept on going, it'd be a really long day until I get to another campsite. And I also may be able to get off the trail in 2 days rather than 3. And that doesn't work for me because my good wife is coming in 3 days from home and to pick me up. So if I got off the trail early, I would have nothing to do. So I'm just going to take my time and dawdle on the trail and enjoy the moments. Supper time on the East Coast Trail. Cold soaked Mexican bean medley. Something like that. Tastes good. Day 14, I think. I'm taking off just before the sun rises. It's a great time of the morning. That's my normal thing. But also, I'm also harboring some hope that I might be able to get out today. I was sitting in my tent and I did some more math. And it looks like 33 kilometers or so until I get to Topsail. Now, I can do 30K in a day if the terrain is light. So maybe, but we'll have to see because I expect the terrain to be fairly difficult today. Anyhow, heading forward and I'll take what the trail gives me. It's very cool in here. Kind of a rainforest look. Good morning on our 14th day. And I can tell you after 14 days on the trail, this is the toughest part. Tons of elevation gain and the pitches are steep, gnarly and difficult. So that's more or less from Cape St. Francis to perhaps Portugal Cove, because that's where I'm heading to now. And that's my goal tonight, but if I get there and I have lots of daylight left, I might continue on and go right to the end to Topsail. Now stay tuned for that. I can tell you one of the most, let's just say, parts of the trail I disliked the most was the southern part on the eastern coast. The trails were pretty muddy. They weren't as groomed as well, and wasn't the best and most enjoyable hiking. But although this is hard, this is super enjoyable.
My name is Simon, and I'm from Trois-Rivières.
Hi, I'm Hugues. I'm from Sherbrooke.
So we're just entering the town of Bauline, or I'm not sure that's how it's pronounced. It's pronounced different ways. And that's where we're going now. And it's a small community walk and continue on. What a quaint, beautiful little town. Super quiet first thing in the morning too.
The ECT is basically two adventures, the eco-wilderness hikes and the cultural community walks. Both have their joy. I truly enjoyed visiting the small communities in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, I'm told this is a tough part, and there's ropes here now, so wish me luck. It's not easy to film this. You go down there without dying. So I'm gonna try my best. Oh, there's another rope on the other side. Got rid of one rope, and I don't think I need that rope. I think I'll go down with my trekking poles. I'm on Piccos Ridge right now, about halfway through the section, and it's killing me. Oh, it's the hardest part of this trail as far as I can say. Anyway, my goal of finishing today may not be realized. I am bushed and I still have probably 20k to go. So, see what I can do. Hopefully get into Portugal Cove and find a place there. And then the next day it'll be just a 10k hop out to Topsail. That's the plan. Now, so far, the trail seems a little better than it was. Hopefully it stays like this because it was a killer coming out of Bauline. So this is the best I can tell. Follow along the coast. That bay there with the tower, that's Portugal Cove. Hopefully I'll get there in another couple hours. But if you follow down the bay around there, whoop, right around there, that's Topsail. The final part of the East Coast Trail.
The 10 or so kilometers north of Portugal Cove were well maintained and very enjoyable. But I must say I was tired and focused on Topsail, the western terminus of the East Coast Trail. Portugal Cove was a sight for sore eyes. I had hoped to grab a dinner and then find a stealth campsite just south of town.
Good morning. Day 15 and my last day. Yesterday was brutal for me. I got in about 25k or so, but possibly the hardest 25k I've done on this trip, and came in pretty tired. That took me close to 12 hours to do that. Anyway, I camped in a stealthy spot just outside of town, Portugal Cove. Also had dinner there before I settled in. That was nice. And I have to say that there weren't that many photos yesterday or videos yesterday either, because I just didn't have the energy, and the train was so tough that it was difficult to take video. And the last thing is, I'm hiking alone, so I didn't have a hiking partner to give a subject matter for my videos. So that being said, I'm not sure how much more is going to be left in the way of the video, but I'm done in about 10k. Woohoo! How much farther? How much farther?
The last 10 kilometers was a combination of shorelines, road walks, and community walks.
Last 5 kilometers to go, and now we're in paradise. We're back on trail, off the roads. So far, it looks pretty sweet. Only about 2 kilometers to go till we get to Topsail.
The East Coast Trail. As I approached the western terminus, I reflected. 15 days ago, we started together, Tracy, Crusher, and Dudley. A few days in, Tracy was forced off trail with an illness. A week later, Crusher left the trail with an injury. In a way, I was finishing this adventure for all of us. It was certainly a challenging and rewarding backpacking adventure, for sure. The beautiful coastlines, the unique forests, the diverse ecosystems, all made this one of my favorite hikes. But it was the Newfoundland and Labrador culture and the kind and generous people of the province that made this an adventure of a lifetime.
The East Coast Trail was both challenging and rewarding, an adventure of a lifetime. From Cappahayden to Topsail, some 336 kilometers in 15 days.